Hey everybody, it's Brandon with Slingshot Sports, and today we're talking Sentry bar replacement parts. And in this particular case, we're gonna be talking about servicing and replacing the bungees that help make your safety system work so seamlessly and flawlessly. Over the life of the bar, sometimes these bungees can go through a little bit of excessive use, therefore need to be replaced and serviced just like you would any good part in your car or your bike or your fishing gear. All this stuff is important to be inspected and to be serviced regularly. So we're gonna go ahead and inspect these bungees for life, and then we're gonna go ahead and go over how you would replace those bungees to ensure that your safety system will work for the full life of the product. All right, so the first thing is first you need your bar and a few tools to do this service. The first thing you're gonna need is a pair of needle nose pliers. The second thing is kind of a variety of tools. You can use a small flathead screwdriver. I like to use one of these little auto picks. And the reason is we're gonna be getting into some tight spaces underneath the hood here, and we're gonna need to be able to get in there with some small tools. And the final piece that you need is the bungees provided with the Sentry bar kit. So you can go ahead and take those and dump those out of the kit. You do not need the hex key, so you can go ahead and set that aside. You can see there's a couple different colors here. There's a black one and there's a white one. They're almost exactly the same length, but they're a little bit different bungee strength. So make sure you know which one is which and which ones you're replacing. The white one, we're gonna go ahead and replace first because it's a little bit easier to replace. So first thing you're gonna go ahead and do is you're gonna pull up the hood of the chicken loop assembly, and we are gonna go ahead and relieve the tension of the black bungees so that we don't have to hold this hood up the whole time through the service. So taking your flathead screwdriver or your auto pick or your small device, you're gonna wanna go ahead and locate the small metal tab at the bottom of the bungee. I'll put the flathead screwdriver or small piece on that metal and push that flat piece out of the area, turning it 90 degrees and lifting it out of that channel. And that's gonna relieve the tension of that bungee on that side. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here. We're gonna flip the unit over. We're gonna locate the black bungee down here inside this channel. We're gonna take our flathead screwdriver or small piece. We're gonna push on that metal stopper, and we're gonna take that piece out of the area, turning it 90 degrees and pulling it free of that assembly. And now you see the hood has no bungee force to hold it up, which makes servicing the next piece really easy. So we're gonna go ahead and let the chicken loop open. It might do that on its own as you take these bungees off. And now the important things here is we're gonna go ahead and remove this white bungee in the same way we removed the black one. We just need to be careful because this metal pin right here, this system, is held in by the bungee. So you're just gonna wanna go ahead and put your finger on this piece so that it doesn't fall out unintentionally. Once again, I'm gonna take my flathead screwdriver or one of my pieces, and I'm gonna go ahead and get under that metal, and I'm just gonna turn it out of the cavity and remove the white bungee, and you can see the whole bungee falls out. Again, like I said, now this key is free to move, so just be careful not to jostle your bar and just kind of leave it in position, and that'll make it a lot easier on the install. Install is the reverse of those process, so I'm gonna take my white bungee, my replacement one. You can see I have some metal closures on here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop one side of the closure into the cavity where it's set and nestled. I'm gonna pull the bungee across, rotating the chicken loop, and I'm just gonna snap it in with my thumb, just like that. And that's how easy it is to replace that white bungee. Simple, hassle-free. Now the next ones are, like I said, a little bit trickier than the ones before. You can see I've already loosened them, so that part is done. Now I need to get them out of this hood mechanism so that I can go ahead and replace them. And as you can see, there they are up on the top, on the surface, at the very top, hidden underneath that rotor head. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna engage my chicken loop, and I'm gonna push my hood back down so that it closes around my chicken loop. And you can see by doing that process, one of the bungees actually already popped up. The other one did not, so we will have to deal with that one in a sec. But what we're gonna do is just grab this bungee and we're gonna pull it up through the top. And there is some orientation things in here, so you may have to twist and wiggle it to remove it and get it out. We're gonna go ahead and set that aside. We're gonna flip the bar over and we're gonna try to get the same thing to happen over here by pushing that down. We were able to get the bungee to pop up out of the hood, and we're gonna go ahead and just pull that thing out of there and set it aside. Now you can see again, I have a hood that has no bungee to hold it down. So we just wanna slide that bungee back down into, or the hood back down into place. And we're gonna start installing our next pieces. So these pieces slot into these holes up here, and there is an orientation in which they slide right through and an orientation in which they lock in place. So you wanna make sure the first metal flange slides through, and because the body is clear, you'll be able to see that happening or not happening. So just go ahead and fiddle around with it a little bit and get that piece to slide through. You can see down in the body down there how it is clearly slidden through that area. And I wanna go ahead and take the next one, and I just wanna push it down into the cavity, making sure that I have the proper orientation by giving the bottom a tug with my needle nose pliers. So now I go ahead and reach down in here, and I wanna make sure up. See, I didn't have it in the proper orientation, so it pulled right through. So again, I need to go back to the top. I wanna insert the first piece so that it slides through, and then I wanna turn the other piece slightly until it locks into that cavity at the top, in which I'm pretty sure I got it this time with a slight turn. And so you can see now by pulling on the needle nose pliers, this is not coming through. So that one is properly installed in the top. I'm just gonna kind of stash that inside the hood for now. I'm gonna flip this over and I'm gonna get my other bungee in the same light. So I'm gonna look in the top. I'm gonna go ahead and slide the first one through, and then I'm gonna rotate this about 45 degrees so that it locks into the other side of the cavity. Same in that case. I may have did that wrong. Nope. You can see, now I can pull on this and it's not pulling through the hood. So now both my bungees are engaged in their seating zone on the top. What I wanna do is reach underneath the hood with my needle nose pliers. I wanna grab my bungee from the metal tab, and now I wanna stretch it completely out down through the channel and snap it into position at the bottom of the chicken loop. So same thing over here. I'm gonna go ahead and lift the hood up. I'm gonna reach in here with my needle nose pliers. I'm gonna grab securely on the metal part of the bungee. I'm gonna stretch that thing out, and I'm gonna drop it down in the channel down here. Now you see it might not always snap perfectly into the place, so you just need to kind of move it around till it snaps in. There we go. Now you can see my chicken loop has tension to it because I've replaced all those bungees. Everything looks good. My white bungee's in place, my metal retention pin's in place, my hood has elasticity, and now I can go ahead and just take my chicken loop, snap it into place, and my bar is good to go.